Right now, a new federal indictment for Donald Trump. House Special Counsel Jack Smith is changing his tactics to continue his pursuit against the former president.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a Wednesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrian Lee. I hope your morning is off to a great start, and you'll get some relief as you head out that door this morning.
Just a little bit.
And if you're wearing glasses, don't worry about getting your windshield wipers on this morning.
Savannah and I have had that happen a few times over the past couple of days. It's just been so humid. You're inside in the air conditioner, you're in your car where it's nice and cool. Same things happen to you too, Kyrie. Where you come out in the humidity and boom, your glasses just fog up like crazy. We're going to see that today?
We're not. It's so hard because when you're in the car and the air conditioning, they're fine. And then you step foot outside to get somewhere into work, the gym, stuff like that. They fog up and then you get back inside and it's just a mess. But we're not going to be dealing with that, luckily. We had a hot last couple of days. Relief already on the way. It's still, yes, humid outside and warm this morning, but not as bad. Storms, we're tracking those. Not necessarily today. A few spotty showers at best. And then some storms late Thursday night into early Friday. That coming tomorrow. Overall, better temperatures on the way. And also cooler for Labor Day. Cooler today. We still are a couple degrees above average. We're tracking potentially an isolated shower chance. But again, not a great storm chance overall. As temperature is warm to near the 80-degree mark. A couple areas might only make it, though, into the upper 70s today. Nonetheless, better than the 90s we had the last 3 days. We'll recap the 90s and also compare it to previous years. That's coming up a little later.
All right, Savannah, thank you so much. Now to some national news this morning. Former President Donald Trump is facing a new federal indictment.
A different grand jury in Washington re-indicted former President Trump on the same 4 charges in Special Counsel Jack Smith's case, accusing him of conspiracy to hold on to power and turn over the 2020 election results. The revised indictment is meant to comply with the Supreme Court's July ruling that presidents have broad immunity for official acts. Former federal prosecutor Scott Frederickson explains.
The allegations relate solely to the actions former President Trump took as a candidate. In other words, in his personal capacity, omitting allegations that involved alleged actions in his official capacity.
The slimmed-down charging document removed the allegations concerning Trump's attempts to pressure the Justice Department into supporting his false claims that the election was rigged. One of the unnamed co-conspirators, a Trump ally within the DOJ, has also been taken out. Trump's lawyers are expected to fight the new indictment. This, as former president, is expected in La Crosse tomorrow for a town hall. And also coming to Wisconsin is Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance. The Ohio senator is slated to speak in De Pere today at 6:30. He plans to talk about the economy, inflation, and energy. This is his 4th visit to Wisconsin in August alone.
We're also learning that Trump will debate Vice President Kamala Harris on CNN September 10th. This comes after he cast doubt on the possibility earlier this week. Microphones will be muted when it isn't a candidate's turn to speak. We also know that Vice President Harris and her running mate Tim Walz will sit down with CNN on Thursday. It's their first interview since President Joe Biden stepped out of the race. Republicans have criticized her lack of interviews since she has ascended to the top of the ticket. This is going to be an opportunity for the vice president to curb criticism that she's unprepared for uncontrolled environments. Another Democratic campaign news, Tim Walz is going to visit Milwaukee on Labor Day. It's part of the campaign's blitz in every battleground state. No word on where the vice presidential nominee is going to be or when he'll get there. We do know the last time he was in Wisconsin was for a rally at Pfizer Forum while the DNC was going on in Chicago.
Now to local politics. Representative Mark Pocan will hold a town hall meeting with voters today. He will talk about the Conservative Project 2025 before taking questions from voters. The meeting will take place at the South Central Federation of Labor at 6 p.m. We will have coverage of this week's campaign visits and events every day right here on News 3 Now. You can receive updates as soon as we have them with the free Channel 3000 mobile app, where you'll also find all of our election coverage under 3 for the People.
Well, students headed back to the classroom this week, a nonprofit is helping kids get excited for the new year. The Loop Sun Prairie is hosting a back-to-school drive with a unique twist.
That's right. Our Michelle Renee Quinn spoke with organizers and is here now with the details. Good morning.
Good morning. Basically, in addition to the drive, the Loop will be hosting a back-to-school fashion show. So the drive is special because the nonprofit partnered with local businesses and entrepreneurs. Organizers say they're hosting an event that gives back in more ways than one. Sun Prairie community members can take home school supplies, but they can also get back-to-school fashion inspiration. Anyone in need of a barber can receive a ticket at the event for a free cut this weekend. The founder of the Loop, Sun Prairie, tells me it's all about community.
We are lacking a community center, so the Loop is sort of acting like a community center, just trying to create a safe and welcoming space for people to just be able to come and kind of be themselves and do different things. And we're also trying to bring some more life back into downtown.
Rachel Katzenmeyer reached out to a local designer, and the designer will have outfits and styles modeled by kids in the community. Now, the event is this Friday at the Loop, and the show starts at 2 p.m. Dinner will be available after the show, and additional details can be found on channel3000.com. Stick around for the next half hour, and you'll hear from the designer herself.
She's got a pretty cool story, too, of how she got into designing and fashion in the first place.
She does.
I thought that was fascinating.
It is, and they'll see it, and hopefully she'll be inspiring more kids this weekend.
All right, Michelle Renee Quinn, thank you so much.
Of course.
And speaking of getting back to school, incoming freshmen at UW-Madison are moving in. It's that time of year already. Nearly 9,000 students are moving into student housing for the fall semester. With hot temperatures, UW has more staff and volunteers out helping students and their families move in as quickly as possible. Move-in continues through tomorrow.
And it's affecting traffic, of course. From 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., some campus roads are going to be closed or limited to one-way traffic for move-in. Park Street between University and Langdon is going to be one-way northbound. Lake and Dayton, between Dayton and Johnson, is going to be closed to through traffic. The intercity bus stop will temporarily move to Johnson Street. Observatory Drive between Charter and Babcock will be one-way westbound only and restricted to primarily move-in traffic. Elm Drive north of Observatory is going to be restricted to primarily move-in traffic as well.
More local news. A family business in Reedsburg is giving the community an opportunity to be active with Just a Game Field House. The Just a Game sports facility on Viking Drive is hosting 2 open houses this week, one today from 4 to 8 and tomorrow at the same time. The events will feature activities highlighting the facility's membership and amenities as a multi-purpose space for local community programming.
Well, it looks nice to be a popular place this winter.
Yeah, especially for the Reedsburg community.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Well, it's nearly the end of National Breastfeeding Month, and new research shows that using a pump may help women breastfeed longer. A Yale School of Medicine study found that women who use breast pumps are more likely to continue to breastfeed for about 21 weeks longer than those who don't. That's good news, since breastfeeding can provide long-term benefits for both the mother and the baby. Researchers say pumps could also make a difference in breastfeeding inequities, as they found Black and Native American women had a higher likelihood of breastfeeding when they were pumping. Well, as we head into fall, we need access for resources like fresh fruits and veggies. That's going to grow this fall. While local suppliers are doing all they can to serve Madison's food pantries, they still need help.
That's right. Meryl Hubbard has more about what you can do to make a difference.
I got a full tour around Forward Gardens to see what it looks like to volunteer during the fall harvest.
We couldn't do what we're doing without the help of volunteers.
Forward Gardens has had a summer full of helpers. Many of them are kids and parents that will soon be busy with going back to school.
When school starts, those volunteer groups sort of go away.
The fall harvest is big, with produce like squash, tomatoes, potatoes, and even 18-pound watermelon. In total, they have tens of thousands of pounds to pick and about 30 outlets like food pantries, schools, and churches to feed.
We donate everything that we produce in our 9 gardens. Everything's given away, and so we're not generating revenue from what we're doing.
I really have a passion for feeding people, and I feel like nobody should go hungry.
Both Jane and Matt have been a part of the Garden's mission since 2020, and it's easy to see their passion for produce and people.
I've always enjoyed growing things. I've always enjoyed working with volunteers, and that's a big part of what I do in this position. And so it was kind of like a perfect job for me.
You just get to know so many people here, and they come from lots of different backgrounds, and you just make all kinds of new friends.
Along with new friends, there is flexibility. You can volunteer Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4:30 to 6:30. Drop-ins are welcome, and you can help for as long as you like.
And you can float in and float out. We welcome families, and I love that, to see all ages out here.
On September 21st, Forward Gardens is hosting a harvest celebration right here to help fundraise the Madison area food pantry gardens. Reporting in Verona, Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
The fundraiser is open to all. If you want to learn more about how to volunteer, visit foodpantrygardens.org.
All right, just about 10 minutes after the hour. Savannah, what's coming up in the forecast?
We're not tracking any storms today, but some storms tomorrow will have those details.
And we're live in the 608 this morning, checking out the revamped GM exhibit at the Rock County Historical Society. We're going to see a little bit of a piece of history for the Janesville area and why you should check it out next.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
At Toyota's national sales event, we've got a long lineup of vehicles for summer fun, like Camry, RAV4, Highlander, BZ4X, Tundra, Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma, Sienna, Corolla Hatchback, Sequoia, Prius Prime, RAV4 Hybrid, Land Cruiser, GR Supra, Toyota Crown, Ford.
Right now, you can lease a sporty new 2024 Corolla for $219 a month, or lease a new 2025 Camry for $349 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet soft bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom, actually.
Right, Tom.
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 You doing that on purpose?
Tam.
Tam.
How have we got to Tam?
Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
In the 608 this morning, we are checking out the revamped Rock County Legacies Museum, which is now open to the public.
Josh Sprider is live with more about the heartbeat of Janesville GM. He's not in the car anymore. What happened?
Oh, we'll get back in the car at some point this morning, guys. Good morning to you. I am nerding out. I'm a big Chevy guy, so we're learning all the history here of the heartbeat of Janesville's GM. Of course, there's rich history in this community, and now's your chance to be able to come and check out their revamped museum that is now open to the public. Daniel Mesra with the Rock County Historical Society is with us. Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Boy, this is truly special for a lot of people, and I know you put in a lot of hard work to get this off and running.
I did. This is 98% new. There's only a couple things I reused to expand on the story. For example, these photographs here, they were negatives that were sent in by the plant photographer. For example, they would send 10 to Detroit. They'd use 2, the rest came back, and that's what you see here.
Wow, that is so cool. So you mentioned 98% new. What did you really want to change with the exhibit moving forward?
So the first exhibit was the timeline history of the plant. This exhibit is the donations of the people. The number one question was, where are the items I donated? So we brought out a good portion of them. We still have a lot to go, but this is first of many.
You know, you talk about the heartbeat of Janesville GM. It was all about the people in this community, right?
That's correct. At one point, there were 7,000 people working at the plant in the 70s.
Wow. You know, this is such a special way to be able to honor what this was in the community. And I know a lot of folks have really stepped up in donating a lot of these items you're seeing in here.
Yeah, we're still getting donations weekly. So if you have anything at home when you worked at the plant or family members, we'd gladly look at them. And, you know, we can take them or not.
Why is an exhibit like this so important for Janesville?
So there's a lot of kids that grow up now who don't even know the plant existed. Because you look at the site and it's just rubble. There's nothing there.
You know, when you think of the impact even that GM had in this community, but now the living history is still here. I mean, the stories being told are amazing.
Correct. My other job is I collect oral histories. So, like we say, if we don't collect the stories, they're going to be lost in time. So it's the same as this exhibit. If we don't show what we have, it's just going to be forgot about.
You know, this has been special for you in a lot of ways. Your family as well. You have some of your own artifacts in here, too.
Yep. My dad worked at the plant for 40.5 years. His name was Paul Mesra. And I'm a former worker at the Belvedere Assembly Plant. So when I was laid off, I volunteered to go to the plant and rescue items. That's what you see in these cases here. And then I was hired in here to help them get the exhibit going. I took the buyout at Chrysler, so I have this great job, great boss, great employees, and great staff and volunteers.
So now this is open to the public, so
this is open.
People can come on in and check it out.
Yep, our hours are Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 4. Other times by appointment. If you're older and you need a wheelchair or elevator, we have that. And it's a little slower on other days. You can come in, we can do anything.
Awesome. And I mean, this is something that everyone should check out. There's so much history here.
There's so much. We go all from Samson Tractor all the way up to the end.
I love it. Well, Dan, thank you so much for the tour this morning. Again, nerding out here in Janesville. We have everything you need to know on channel3000.com. You can check out the exhibit right now, guys. I tell you what, there's a lot of history in this room, and I'm learning a lot, too, which is always really fun here in the 608.
Oh, boy. You can't not think of that plant when you think about Janesville and its community. And you can spend hours in a room like that with all the little things to see and all the stories. And it is important to pass those along. Josh, really appreciate you sharing that with us and our viewers this morning. Thank you.
And remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at in the608@WISC-TV.com for a chance to be featured.
All right, Savannah Brito here, standing by at 6:18 with your forecast. Not quite as hot, still going to get pretty warm out there today.
Yeah, it'll still get a couple degrees above average, but not nearly as hot as what we just had the last several days. In fact, Janesville yesterday, check out their high, 99 degrees. We did make it up to 90 in Madison, 93 in Lone Rock. North areas that saw those storms in the morning that hindered them reaching as high of temperatures compared to what everyone else saw, Madison and southward. Also, just to our west, Boscobel, 95 yesterday. So the last 3 days, we actually did top out at the 90-degree mark. This is all data at the Madison airport specifically from June, July, and then August. We had 4 90-degree days in June, 1 in July only, and the last 3 days were in the 90s. That does bring us up to 8 90-degree days for meteorological summer. This also is based off June, July, and August for 2022. We had 8 days, 2023. meteorological summer had 11 days, so we kind of saw a few more days last year than what we had this year. Again, 8 days, so pretty hot out there, but we're seeing temperatures that are a little bit better than yesterday. We're not as high. We were 10 degrees warmer this time yesterday, which was about 20 degrees above average. Now we're just sitting 10 degrees above average. 67 in Verona, 70 in Madison, 69 in Deerfield, 68 in Stoughton. So we are going to see cooler overnight lows as we head into Labor Day weekend. But before then, we're tracking some showers. Spotty at best this morning and afternoon. I do think clouds are going to increase as we head for dinner, though, and really the overnight hours. Nighttime temperatures are going to fall into the mid-60s, and then tomorrow a warmer day ahead, most of us mid-80s, but then the storm chances for tomorrow, that's going to be pushing about 9-10 p.m. So this is all going to come night after sunset into early Friday morning. We're still going to be dealing with some spotty showers out there. If these storms are able to hold their strength, strong winds and then also some heavy rain are going to be the main threats. But how about that? I want to give a shout out to my grandma and my dad if they're watching. It's their birthdays today, and guys, they're going to have cooler temperatures for their birthdays. How about that?
Oh, happy birthdays. Joint birthday.
Yeah.
So they share a birthday.
August 28th. That was also the anniversary of the last EF5 tornado, the Joliet one. So,
all right.
Plainfield, Joliet. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Savannah, thank you.
Well, still ahead, we have an inspirational diver proving age is just a number.
We're back right after this.
First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress, and it's designed to help you feel cool. So no more sweating all night, no kicking off the covers or blasting the air conditioning, because only the Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with our one-of-a-kind cooling technology that pulls heat away from your body, so the mattress feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long.
Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swab smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now to receive 50% off this Labor Day. You'll also receive the Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will get free shipping.
It is 6:24 on your Wednesday morning. Another beautiful photo from Gwen here. A beautiful morning on the farm. Look at the animals in the pasture, just enjoying
chilling.
the summer heat. Look at the cows.
It's giving like Yellowstone vibes. I know we're in Wisconsin, but
yeah,
I don't know. It kind of looks like Yellowstone.
Sure.
Yeah, that's real.
Shot out of the show that I've never seen.
Real descriptive. Okay.
I don't know. That's what my mind went to this morning.
Okay, nothing wrong with it. It's good to have a bright imagination, you know.
Yeah, it's the yellow flowers.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Gwen. Well, trending this morning, the storms that we were tracking yesterday morning rocked the Great Minnesota Get-Together, the Minnesota State Fair. Check this out. The fair had to open up 2 hours late yesterday because of those storms. So Savannah, we had a big line of storms that just plowed through the Twin Cities yesterday morning. It actually impacted a bunch of folks there. It knocked out power to 130,000 customers. Most of those folks are back online this morning, but
just the cleanup that they have to do is crazy with all the trees and branches down. Hopefully it didn't sweep up some funnel cakes.
Or Sweet Martha's cookies or anything like that.
Yeah, the lemonade, fresh squeezed lemonade. Oh, I love that.
Not worried about anything else but those funnel cakes. Those $15 funnel cakes, probably. Probably 15 at the state fair. All right.
Also, here's some inspiration for you this morning. Check out Manette Bailey jumping out of a plane at 102 years of age. She is now Britain's oldest skydiver. She did it to raise some money for some local causes. Her words of wisdom: whatever happens, don't give up until you're forced to.
Absolutely love that.
Like I said, she is one brave cookie. That would have took the life out of me just to do that. I would have probably passed out.
You're not an adrenaline junkie? Oh, no?
Have any of us gone skydiving before?
No. Don't plan on it.
I did a free fall thing.
Free fall thing?
So, like, you free fall, and then the bungee kind of gets you, and then you just glide back and forth.
Okay.
I couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Manette, for inspiring all of us this morning. Appreciate it.
We'll have updates on the weather forecast when we get back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Kyle just made a decision that would change his whole world.
Hey, you're sober? You drive.
Kyle just made a decision that would change his whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
The burn pit at our base in Iraq had just shut down, but the poisons were around us everywhere. Back home, I got diagnosed with cancer, but the VA denied coverage to a lot of us who got sick. Tammy Baldwin knew that was wrong, and she wasn't going to let that stand. She worked with both parties to pass a law. So now, thousands of us exposed to toxic chemicals are getting the care that we deserve. It took a fight, but Tammy Baldwin, she's a hell of a fighter.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This Labor Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sonobello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me. I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Right now, new details in the disorderly conduct investigation in Reedsburg, what the 9 students are accused of, and who was targeted.
Plus, new federal nutrition standards in school meals, what to expect and when kids might taste the changes.
Well, good Wednesday morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us. Things looking all right headed into this holiday weekend. I know we're still a couple days away.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of gotten over the hump with all the heat and the humidity. Let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito, standing by out on the patio this morning. How is it feeling out there?
It's still really humid, but our glasses didn't fog up the minute we set foot outdoors, so we're off to a little bit of a better start. But temperatures are still about 10 degrees above average, but 10 degrees cooler than yesterday because we were 20 whopping degrees above average. Holding on to 80 yesterday, we're holding on to 70 now at the airport. Temperatures will warm pretty quickly though. We'll top out around 80, which is slightly above normal, but we do have cooler temperatures underway as early as Labor Day weekend, and especially as we head into Labor Day itself on Monday. That's when you'll find lower humidity levels as well. Still tracking dew points that are pushing right about the 70-degree mark this morning. They are going to decrease as the day goes on, but then you can see tomorrow with the storm threat returning, humidity levels once again are going to increase. But then heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those really take a steep decline, and we're only going to have about 50-degree dew points heading into Monday on Labor Day. We'll talk about that storm threat and also how cool our temperatures are going to get. That's all coming up.
All right, talk to you then. Savannah, thank you. Back to our continuing coverage in Reedsburg now, where there's some new information from the investigation into disorderly conduct by 9 high school students.
The Scott County Sheriff's Office says the students were disturbing people in several rural homes. They say the students were blowing air horns, shining lights, knocking on windows, and ringing doorbells. Deputies determined the teens were targeting and harassing members of the Amish community. The Sheriff's Office received several reports, often at night. Eventually, a traffic stop on August 11th led to those 9 students being identified.
Some students cited in the case are on the Reedsburg High School football team. Administrators canceled the first 2 games of the season. This game on Friday that was supposed to happen is not going to. District officials said in a statement that they don't publicly comment on student disciplinary matters. However, officials did confirm the cancellations of the games are related to the investigation.
In other news, in Madison, police are investigating break-ins at 2 East Side restaurants. The first happened on Easttown Boulevard Saturday morning. Police say employees found a piece of concrete that had been used to shatter the front door of a restaurant. Then on Monday morning, officers responded to a restaurant on Parkside Drive. Police say someone threw a large rock to break open the front door. In both cases, police say the suspect stole cash from the restaurants. It is unclear if the 2 break-ins are connected. Take a look at your screen now. Anyone with information on the break-ins is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Back to school season, and students may see some changes to school food this year. The federal government is rolling out some new standards. The rules are in effect now, but schools have another year to make the changes. The updated requirements gradually decrease the allowed amount of added sugar and sodium. The USDA is focusing especially on breakfast. Those foods tend to have the highest levels of added sugar.
Schools are already the place where kids can get their most nutritious meals. That's what the research shows. And we think it's really important to continue that work and make sure that kids are getting meals that are consistent with the dietary guidelines for Americans.
Since 2021, the USDA has invested more than $5 billion to support school nutrition. The department's required by law to develop standards that will keep up with national expectations.
Let's take a closer look at the USDA's new standards. Within 3 years, no more than 10% of weekly calories can come from added sugars. This applies to certain breakfast foods such as cereal, milk, and yogurt. And by next year, flavored milk must have no more than 10 grams of sugar per 8 ounces. In addition, sodium limits will decrease by 10% over the next 3 years. In Wisconsin, these new rules will affect the roughly 500,000 kids who rely on school lunch.
New this morning, a lot of AT&T customers are offline. It does not appear to be impacting Wisconsin, but the company is working to address a software issue. The website Down Detector shows several large cities across the nation where most outage reports are coming from, including Chicago and Minneapolis. A company spokesperson says the outage is not nationwide, though. Again, the software issue does not appear to have the same effect in Wisconsin.
AT&T says, quote, "We are working to address a software issue that may affect the ability of a limited number of our customers to connect to our wireless network. Keeping our customers connected is our highest priority, so we appreciate their patience as we work to resolve this issue." Time now 6:34 to the Israel-Hamas war now. Palestinian officials say 9 civilians are dead after Israeli raids across the West Bank. They say that Israeli soldiers have sealed off the city of Jenin. The Israeli Defense Forces confirmed they are targeting that city and others, but did not elaborate. More than 650 civilians in the West Bank have been killed since the war began last October.
Staying in that region, an Israeli taken hostage last October is back with his family. 52-year-old Qaid Farhan al-Qadi was held hostage for 326 days. He was rescued by Israeli forces in a daring tunnel raid in southern Gaza. It's the latest move by Israel to get their hostages back. They've made 4 operations in Gaza so far, which have resulted in the return of a live hostage.
Watching him unite with his children, his brothers, was a heartwarming moment for all of us.
The Hostage and Missing Families Forum celebrated al-Qadi's release in a statement calling it miraculous. They added, though, that military operations alone cannot free the remaining 108 hostages.
Back in the U.S., a landmark effort to bring 500,000 immigrants closer to U.S. citizenship is on hold. A federal judge in Texas temporarily blocked the plan. It regards the Biden administration's executive order that would grant legal status to undocumented immigrants married to American citizens. The policy would have allowed them to apply for temporary work permits and have deportation protections.
They're supposed to leave the country and get their green card from traveling abroad. So that's obviously a huge inconvenience and separates families.
The Department of Homeland Security says it will continue to accept such applications, but it will not approve cases while the litigation plays out.
If you're traveling for Labor Day, it's going to be busy. The TSA is preparing for another record-breaking travel stretch. The agency says it expects to screen more than 17 million passengers between tomorrow and next Wednesday. It means the holiday weekend is set to cap off another busy summer.
We certainly saw a lot of travel in 2023. The same has happened in 2024. Labor Day weekend isn't as big of a travel weekend as, say, July 4th or Thanksgiving in the fall, but it is a time for most people to close out their summer.
Diaz also says that as long as Gulf refineries are not heavily impacted, gas prices should continue to fall as well.
Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about a back-to-school fashion show that's inspiring students and preparing them for the first day back.
And Savannah Brito will have an update on your holiday weekend forecast.
Plus, I'm Josh Breder, sitting comfortable in a 1967 Chevy Caprice. It's part of the new revamped Rock County Legacies Museum. And we're going to talk about how you can check it out and see this living piece of history next in the 608.
Every day across our nation, families talk about their plans for the future. And they talk about how they're going to achieve them financially. And prices are still too high. When I am elected president, I will make it a top priority to bring down costs. We should be doing everything we can to make it more affordable to buy a home. Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. I will help families, letting you keep more of your hard-earned money. As president, I will be laser focused on creating opportunities for the middle class that advance their economic security, stability, and dignity. If you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for. Donald Trump fights for billionaires and large corporations. I will fight to give money back to working and middle-class Americans. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe. What is... Wow. Sinex, breathe. I thought I was sleeping okay, but I was waking up so tired. Then I tried new ZzzQuil Sleep Nasal Strips. Their 4-point lift design opens my nose for maximum airflow, so I breathe better.
And we both sleep better and stay married.
Better days start with ZzzQuil Nights.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Oh, another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and cranny splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
That's a nook, cranny, 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 nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll do it with new ideas to make middle-class life more affordable. New caps on the price of medicine. New investments in clean energy to bring down costs for families. And while Trump will cut taxes for the super rich, she'll cut taxes for the rest of us. A stronger middle class. A future we can afford. LCB Victory Fund and FFPAC are responsible for the content of this ad.
Moving forward in your community. Lending helping hands. Spotlighting the people. Telling the stories. Warning you first. Your local news source. For nearly 70 years. News 3 Now, moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now this morning, moving forward.
In the 608 this morning, we are checking out the revamped Rock County Legacies Museum, which is now open to the public.
John Spreiter is live with more on the heartbeat of Janesville GM. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. This is such a special, revamped museum for a lot of folks and living history right here in the community. The heartbeat of Janesville's GM. It is the people's story. And we have one of those people joining us this morning, Dan Mesra, to show us a little of that history. Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So right from the first moment you walk into these doors, you are hit with so much history. And this is really what you're proud about.
Right. So this is space that we had this big POW Veterans Bulletin Board to put up. I didn't know where to put it, but I wanted to make an impact as soon as you came in the door. So this is like a time capsule. It came off the wall just like this, and it went right back up. So when it was taken down in 2018, the last time they put something in here was 08.
Wow.
So that's living history. And then here at the bottom, you have the welcome sign to the plant, call the phone number for plant tours. I personally saved that one for the museum.
That is so cool. So those are just a couple of the items as you walk right into the museum. And, you know, you've had the museum for a couple of years, but you just revamped it, and you said 98% of what you see in here is brand new.
Correct. So the last theme was I Am the Legacy, so that was to honor the workers that worked at the plant. So the panels you see here are all new photographs of people. We asked for people to send in photographs, and that's what you see here.
And you mentioned, you know, the people's story. That's what this is all about, is the people. And there are so many people that have some sort of story from this plant.
Correct. Like I said, you have the family legacies here that worked at the plant, and we're just trying to honor them. Without their legacy, we wouldn't be here.
You have so many artifacts here. How have you been able to gather so much of this stuff?
So it was fun for me because, like for this, we got a room where we store all the artifacts, and I unrolled this banner. This is the last medium-duty truck that was built at the plant. Didn't know we had it until we opened it up. Then we have the accompanying video to go with it. This last truck was bought by the city of Janesville. It was auctioned off about a year or two ago. We know where it went. We always get that question, but there's the history.
That's so cool. So you're always, of course, looking for more things. So if there are people out there that have some sort of piece of history from Janesville's GM, you would love to see this, right?
We would love to see more of what you got. Like I said before, we can't take everything because we don't have the space. We have 5 clocks. Give it to somebody in your family. That would be a great honor. But if there's something else and we don't have it, we would love to put it on display.
That is so cool. And you also have a couple pieces of history that are available to some folks that maybe would like something too.
Correct. So if you didn't get a brick the first time around, with your paid admission, you can take a brick from the Fisher body wall, or you can take a brick from the smokestack.
That's so cool. I mean, you know, this has to be so special for you in a lot of ways, but when you see the impact that this is having in the community, I mean, that's so unique.
Right. This was a huge honor for me. My Facebook page, Janesville GM of an Era, got me this job, and it's just been an honor to create this exhibit for the folks in the community.
And now people can come check this out right now. It is open to the public.
So one of our new donations we got is this 1927 Chevrolet built at the plant. The Prejean family donated it to us. Jack Prejean bought this car in high school. And now he donated it for the museum, and it'll be part of the collection.
Oh my gosh, just one of the many things that you can see here. Dan, thank you so much for a little bit of the tour. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about the heartbeat of Janesville's GM, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Boy, I think we could do like 24 hours of In the 608s here, guys. There's so much history. You got to come check it out for yourself.
Yeah. Every little bit is important too. It helps tell the story of that plant that meant so much to the folks in Janesville. Still does. That car alone, really cool, built right at the Janesville plant, donated so generously to be a part of that display.
Yeah, it seems like they got a lot of cool things going on over there. Josh, thank you.
Hey, Josh is always looking for inspiration to share with you folks at home. If you have an idea, let them know about it.
Checking in now with Savannah Brito, who's here in the studio with us to get us up to date on our weather.
We don't have our weather graphics. There we go.
Okay,
All
muggy
right.
meter. Okay, let's check it out.
The muggy meter's up. We're still dealing with high humidity levels this morning. Not as bad as yesterday, but you'll still notice it somewhat as you head out the door this morning. Those levels, we do have around 70-degree dew points. Yesterday, though, we had almost 80-degree dew points at the highest point. That was Monday and yesterday, too. Those actually are going to come down to about 60 by the afternoon, but then you can see Thursday afternoon, they come up. They increase as a low pressure system inches closer towards us. That'll also increase our storm chances briefly, though. And then by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, heading into Labor Day weekend, those dew points drop, so it'll feel a lot more comfortable outside compared to what we have seen the last several days. We're waking up to a decent amount of cloud cover right now. Temperatures warm, though, to near 80 degrees by the afternoon into the early evening. So most of us will see about 80 degrees. Some of us might only make it in the mid to upper 70s, but nonetheless better temperatures compared to what we had yesterday. The last 3 days we actually made it into the 90s. 90 degrees was the high yesterday. Today's high will be right about the 80-degree mark. I do think there'll be a couple of spotty showers in the morning and afternoon. As we head into the evening and nighttime temperatures, clouds are going to increase, but shower chances are minimal, and most of us should stay dry today. Tomorrow, that's a different story, though. I think the best chance is severe weather. That's going to be west of here, even by La Crosse and west of that area. As these storms track in tomorrow night between 9 and 10 p.m., those will be out in Iowa and Minnesota and then track in across southern Wisconsin. If they are able to hold strength, though, gusty winds and then also some very isolated hail, spotty heavy showers definitely going to be in the forecast. I think we could see some stronger wind gusts with this. That last into early Friday morning, those make its way to Madison between midnight 1 a.m. and then this is looking at about 6:30 a.m. So as you're waking up, maybe those showers should be moving out of here at this point. Severe weather chances go. I think the better chance is going to be kind of bullseye around the Minneapolis, Minnesota area, and then also La Crosse, those places where you see that dark red color. But there is a chance of some of those stronger storms even into Madison as they travel east. Those are definitely going to weaken, though. Temperatures drop into the 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Sunday, we're back down to all the way at 77, not as cool as Labor Day when we only could reach a high right about 70. So much more comfortable, but I don't know, it's like the unofficial last day of summer, or it's the unofficial end of summer, is that what they say? So it's not going to feel like summer, though.
Yeah, it is, so it's appropriate, you know, we'll allow the heat now.
Yeah.
Before Labor Day, they can get out of here.
Yes.
Thanks, Savannah. All right, let's help you get ready to send your kids back to school this morning.
That's right. There's an event happening this Friday at the Loop Sun Prairie. Our Michelle Renee Quinn spoke with organizers and is here now to explain what makes it unique. What can you tell us this morning?
Well, I can tell you that this back to school drive is for attendees to bring or take home school supplies. So what makes it unique is the Loop's partnership with a local designer to put on a back to school fashion show. Now, I spoke with her and she says she was inspired to become a designer and hopes this event will inspire kids to chase their dreams too. Denisha Linton didn't always know she had a passion for fashion.
I took a homemade class in school for just a semester. Only made a pillow. Mind you, I didn't really care for the class.
Her mom saw the pillow. That year for Christmas, she gave Linton a sewing machine.
I was looked at her like, Mom, why? Where's the clothes? Where's the shoes?
But her mom saw something.
She told me I'm gonna need that. I said, I don't think I may ever need that.
She kept it, and one day she saw some inspiration on TikTok.
And I kept seeing different clothes and DIY hacks. I'm like, I could do that. I said, my mom bought me a sewing machine.
Her mom helped her find her passion.
Okay, Mama, you told me so. You told me so. You saw something in me that I didn't see.
And Linton hopes this fashion show will inspire others as they head back to school.
Not only do I want to give them fashion tips, but I want to give them like words of encouragement, chase their dreams, come from nothing, a place where I didn't have anything, and to chase my dreams and be an upcoming fashion designer is amazing. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it's all about how you overcome it.
The show starts at 2 p.m. and the Loop will also provide dinner and hand out tickets to the barber shop. So if you're looking for a fresh back to school buzz, you can bring the tickets to Mr. Rudd's for a free cut the following Sunday. For more details on this event, you can find this story on channel3000.com.
All right, getting kids amped up for the school year. Most of the students across the area head back next week. Crazy to think about.
A cool story about the sewing machine.
Yes.
Love to hear that inspiration.
Same.
Mama was right.
Yes, mothers
Mama
know
was
best.
right.
Yeah, even if we don't like to admit it, they oftentimes know.
Sometimes it's hard.
Oh,
Yes.
moms will always admit it.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have a problem with that.
Michelle Renee, thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up in the morning sprint, we'll tell you what restaurant chain is closing more locations.
If you get a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can show their picture on TV. We're back after this with the morning sprint.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love. As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep that's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. During Purple's Labor Day sale, save up to $1,000 on mattress and base bundles and get an instant gift. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
My name is Jack Frank. I'm a retired paper mill worker in the valley here, and I work for Copeland Bus part-time on the side. I've had my own route now here for the last 3-4 years, and the kids on it are great. flexible hours. They work with you in many different ways. If you've got something going, they accommodate you, or they try to get somebody to run your road. Colson treats you decent. You know, all the years I worked here. It's a great place to work.
My day is packed. Client meetings, patient rounds, getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with, females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Next Door and Window of Madison. Visit nextwindow.com.
6:54, time for the morning sprint.
We have new information from the investigation into disorderly conduct by 9 Reedsburg area high school students. Deputies determined the teens were targeting and harassing members of the Amish community. Some of those 9 students are on the high school's football team. The school says the investigation is related to the cancellation of their first 2 games this season.
Madison police are investigating a couple of break-ins at 2 East Side restaurants. The first happened on Easttown Boulevard Saturday. The second was on Parkside Drive Monday. In both cases, the suspect stole cash, but it's unclear if the 2 break-ins are connected. Anyone with information should call Madison area Crime Stoppers.
New this morning, AT&T is working to address a software issue they believe is behind a service outage for some customers. They have not released any details about the software issue, but a company spokesperson says the outage is not nationwide. The website Down Detector says Wisconsin does not appear to have been affected.
Former President Donald Trump is facing a revised federal indictment from special counsel Jack Smith. It's related to the allegations that Trump tried to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Smith slimmed down the charging document to comply with the Supreme Court's July ruling that presidents have broad immunity for official acts. Trump denies the allegations.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be on your ballot this November. The state's election commission says even though Kennedy asked to be withdrawn from the ballot, state law says once a candidate files, their name has to appear. This comes days after Kennedy suspended his campaign and endorsed Donald Trump.
More than 20 additional Red Lobster locations will be closing soon. It's part of the chain's bankruptcy process. More than 100 restaurants closed earlier this summer after the company filed for Chapter 11. About 500 locations will stay open, though, after the latest closings. None of the closings are in Wisconsin.
Well, temperatures are back to a seasonal or more of a seasonal pattern. 81 today, we're down to 85 Thursday, 81 again Friday, Saturday, heading into Labor Day weekend. But then on Monday, we'll be down to 72. There might be a couple areas that only hang out in the upper 60s. So it'll feel a lot better for the unofficial end of summer, whatever they call it.
Yeah, that is what they call it, but at least we're getting some relief here.
Yeah. The 90s were a lot the last couple days.
Yeah, it is.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Thanks to